Hello everybody, the Goobleys here. Today I'm going to show you how to take apart and reassemble the Rubik's clock. So the clock is actually one of the hardest puzzles to take apart because it's just kind of like a casing around all the mechanism, and you actually have to kind of break the plastic inside of here to get at the mechanism. So if you're not willing to break the plastic, and you're going to have to like tape it together a little bit, if you're not willing to do that, then don't try and take this apart. But anyway, to get into it, what you really have to do is just kind of break the plastic along here, but really what you want to do is just kind of pry it apart. So I just like to get something really thin inside of here. I've never actually done this before on this clock. Just get something really thin in between these two things, two pieces of plastic, the seam, and just kind of wiggle it back and forth and kind of pry it apart. And just do that all the way around. It'll take a long time actually, and then eventually you can break it apart. And so I actually already broke the seal on this side, so you see if I kind of go down an angle and I actually push hard enough, I actually kind of broke the seal on that side. So I just kind of have to do that all the way around. You see up close, you just kind of break the plastic apart, the glue that's holding it together. Okay, there we go. I kind of just broke the seal on all of these. It wasn't actually as hard as I expected it, but now I can kind of lift it up, open up this little gap. It's kind of hard to show you the process of breaking it because it's just kind of, you have to have it like up close to your body, which is hard to do on camera. And there we go. Now we can lift up the mechanism. See here, I'm just going to push out these pins. There we go. And just lift it up. Oh, I guess it's coming apart on this side. So this is the clock face on one of the sides. See there, it's just kind of a paper cutout where that is. We'll look inside of here. Mine actually had quite a lot of dust in here. I can kind of dust that off. I'll get like an air blower probably later or something like that. Just get it all off the paper cutouts. And now we have one screw right here, and I believe that's it. And I'll unscrew that. Okay, now once you got the one screw, it looks like it's going to want to come apart, the black part, but you actually want to flip it over. Oh, you see the screw came out. There we go. And now, mine actually just came apart because I think I kind of stripped that screw hole. But actually, on the other side, there's going to be another cut off, and then there's also going to be another screw on the side. I'm going to unscrew that screw. It just kind of fell out for me because the plastic isn't that high quality. And here is the internal mechanism of it. So let me get this all organized. Okay, here we go. Now we have each of these individual pieces. So we can just take this off. You see this is just one part of a gear. You spin this with your finger. That's the part you spin. And it just has the two clocks on it. So we can take those four off. There we go. Now the rest of these are a little bit more complex. You see we have a spring in the middle of these two. So we can just very carefully take these apart. Just going to organize them a little bit. These ones go over here. Okay, now you see on either side of the pin we have this little plastic piece. Lots of little tiny fragile parts, but they'll be easy to put back together later. See, we have two of those there and there. Some of those plastic parts just kind of stayed in there. And then we also have the last piece. This is the centerpiece. I don't think it makes a difference whether or not you replace the centerpiece with any of these pieces, but I'm just going to set it off to the side. Okay, so here we go. We have it all taken apart, and I'm going to lubricate mine right now. I'm going to make a video on that, which will be uploaded soon if it's not already, and I'll have that linked in the description on how to lubricate your clock, and I'm going to clean it out a little bit too, and then I'll come back and I'll show you how to put this together. Okay, and now for the reassembly. So you see, we're just going to grab one of these little black parts here. And I'm going to set in one of the clocks. It doesn't really matter which one. I'm just going to have it facing up. And then we're going to grab another clock, put it on the other side, and we'll put a clock in between it. Make sure it's the opposite color of what that is, and just stick it in so the clock faces are facing the right way. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab one of these pins, and I'm going to put the washer on it. I'm just going to push it up, so you see those two little metal parts will just go kind of up inside of it. And then set it inside of that hole. And I'll kind of just lift it up at this point. So you see here, the pin is kind of keeping the whole thing together, and it's kind of sticking out at the bottom. So I'm just going to keep it like this. Now I'll grab another pin with the same washer on it, and stick it down on there. Grab another one of these small clocks, make sure it's facing the right way. There we go. If it's not facing the right way, you can always just solve it later. I don't think there's any way to make it unsolvable, but I'm really not sure. And we'll grab a middle one. It's the same exact thing. Make sure it's facing up. There we go. You have little notches right there to indicate which way is up. Put another one on. And then we'll grab another corner one. You see here. Face that one up as well. We'll grab one of the pins. Make sure you have the washer on there, and there we go. Make sure everything's aligned. Push it in. Grab another one of these gears, put it in, and just repeat it until the whole thing is filled up. Okay, now a very important step that you don't want to forget time. I actually just forgot it, but put these washers on the other side. So there we go. Now I'm going to just carefully set it down. I know the pins will kind of pop up, but that's okay. Now what we're going to do is we're going to grab one of the springs, set it on one of them, and put the clock face on. It should line up with all the gears where the pins are. There we go. Now do that with the rest of the clocks. Okay, that was a little tricky, but we got it. Just be very careful right now. And now we're going to set the piece on. Make sure the screw hole, which is right there, the screw hole, is opposite of the other screw hole. Put the pins very carefully on. You may have to move it around a little bit. There we go. And then just let it fall on top of each of the clocks. Make sure they're all lined up. Move it around. And now you're going to have to lift up the bottom of it because the pins are not in the right position to be put in right now. And then snap it together. And now we'll grab those two screws from earlier and then screw those in on either side. So there we go, we got that part fit together. It's kind of hard to get that last little part on, but just try, and eventually you'll get it. So we have all the clock faces facing up. We'll make sure it is lined up correctly and set the casing on it. There we go, now it's easy enough. And then the other side, make sure it's all pushed down and everything is all aligned how you want it. And put that part on too. Okay, now that you have it completely put together, since you broke the glue and it's no longer going to stay together, just get a simple piece of tape. I could probably find one that's thinner than this, and just put it across here. I'll probably cut some pieces of packing tape across here, just so it'll look a little bit better. But you're just going to tape it shut on either side. But that's pretty much it. That's how you take apart and reassemble a clock. I hope you do it, and I hope you find this tutorial helpful. And if you lubricate it using my tutorial, which I'll release in a couple days, that'll make your clock a lot better too, which I did. It's a lot better. But yeah, if you like this video, leave a like down below. Leave a comment for future videos like this, for suggestions, anything like that. Stay subscribed to be notified when another video like this comes out, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!